This week on Kentucky Afield, 10,000 dogs hope to be champion, but the field is narrowed and only one can win.
Smoky.
Next, everyone gets something out of hunting, but some people get a little more.
The goal of this weekend is for them to leave here knowing they have an extended family.
Then, it's that time of year.
There's one.
We're on Lake Cumberland with a winter bass technique that's sure to keep your lines tight.
Here we go.
And we visit the ATA show. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Hey, boy.
That's a big rabbit. Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie.
Mercy, Leo.
Yeah, look at it's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. What's it take to become a National Retriever Dog Champion? Well, let's travel to Western Kentucky and find out.
This is our 2018 National Retriever Championship here in the Paducah area of Kentucky. This is our 78th annual running of the National Championship, and we're very thrilled to be here. It's an American Kennel Club event. It starts with about 10,000 dogs that run American Kennel Club field trials, and it comes down at the end to about the top 100 dogs in the country running for the top honor of being the National Field Trial Champion.
Chief!
We've got dogs from Alaska, Florida, all up and down the East Coast, up and down the West Coast, and everywhere in between. People spend a lot of effort, time, and capital in this sport.
This is just such a wonderful event, and of the 106 dogs, everybody knows only one will win. So they really just want to enjoy the event and enjoy the idea that their dog qualified, their dog is here and is competing with the greatest dogs in the country.
The dogs were tested on multiple landmark retrieves with a mixed bag of a rooster pheasant, a hen pheasant, and a mallard duck. And when you have a mixed bag, that alone makes it more difficult for the dogs in that if they go out and retrieve the mallard duck first, which they did today, now they've got to switch gears and try to find either a hen pheasant or a rooster pheasant, and that just keeps them on their toes and us as handlers on our toes. As far as this 8th series, there's a judge from California, and a judge from Maryland, and a judge from Texas. What those 3 judges are looking for is how well these dogs will remember each bird in succession after the first bird that they retrieve. And the configuration of the test, in other words, the rooster pheasant was very long and very deep from where we were standing. There was a hen pheasant that was up against a piece of woods that acts like a little bit of a buffer for the dogs. They have to use their head and their nose and their eyes to make sure that they not let that little island of woods bother them.
Our next dog to run will be dog number 106, Molly, handled by Wayne Curtis.
Mully is the 2017 National Amateur Retriever Champion, and I'm blessed and fortunate enough to have him in my kennel. The test here was very challenging. It made a lot of handlers anxious and a little bit nervous online, myself included. and I was very pleased with Mully's performance. He did an outstanding job of retrieving those birds today.
It really started many, many, many years ago with maybe just a couple people saying my dog is better than yours. During this national championship event, there will be 10 separate tests, and the idea is to test these great dogs equally on land and on water.
It's held in each time zone once every 4 years. This is the first time it's been held in the state of Kentucky, and we've been working to host this event for several years now.
I think the wildlife people host a number of different events here, and what your wildlife people are doing here is tremendous service to the state of Kentucky and the people, allowing us to come in. Couldn't treat anybody any better than what your wildlife department has done, and it's greatly appreciated.
The participants at the event have all been complimentary as far as what we're able to provide for them, the experience they're gaining here. The people are speaking highly of the Paducah and Western Kentucky area in general, and this is just an incredible event for us to host.
It's just a wonderful time to be here. We love the area. It's been a lot of work to come here.
We feel like our area was suitable for this event because we provide a diversity of fields and ponds on the wildlife management area that make this suitable for testing a high level of retriever activity. We also feel like the area is attractive because of the infrastructure in and around Paducah. There are a lot of restaurants, a lot of hotels. This event, with having several hundred people involved, they need dining facilities, they need places to stay, and Paducah is prepared to do all that.
The training for our field trial retrievers is very similar to a professional sport.
This is what you work for, not only all year to come here, but you work the entire dog's life to compete. Each dog is slightly different, just like each great athlete is slightly different. And some dogs are very, very good on marking on land. Other dogs might be very, very good on marking on water.
These dogs spend every day, all day in training. They get 2 or 3 tests a day. They eat, sleep, breathe, live retrieving. We breed them for the best and we train them for the best, and it's a year-round program that puts a lot of time and effort into competing, and the results are when you can get to the end of the competition and hopefully be crowned national champion.
There's always that excitement that builds during these nationals. There's a camaraderie behind all of the owners and all of the handlers. Every dog does its best. You just wish your dog does better.
Smokey's been in our training program since he's been a puppy. He's an amateur field champion, which is a level of performance that the dogs achieve when they've won so many events and accumulated so many points.
Our next dog to run will be dog number 29, Smokey, and handled by Dave Rora.
Sit. Good, right there. Smokey. Once I saw the love of the hunting dog put into a competition, I had to jump in and do it myself, and it's been a lot of fun and it's a lot of reward. Hopefully the dogs are good enough to get called back to the 10th and final series, which would be tomorrow, and then we'll see who's the best.
We'd like to congratulate the winner of the 2018 National Retriever Championships. Google, coming from Virginia, along with its handler, Alan Pleasant, beat out over 100 other dogs to win the title of National Field Champion. Contested since 1941, a Labrador has been victorious all but 4 times. And once again, it's a Black Lab on top this year. Congratulations. For many veterans, returning home from war can be difficult, but returning back to the woods for a hunt, that might be just what they need. We're here in Whitley City, and you got an interesting hunt going on this weekend. Tell me a little bit about it.
Our hunt focuses on combat veterans, Gold Star Child, and Vietnam veterans. We bring them in, we take them deer hunting, give them a whole weekend just away from everything so they can unwind and do a little group therapy around a campfire, and hoping we can help them sleep a little better at night.
The reason you come together is it's deer season, but That's a small piece of this, isn't it?
The killing the deer is great, but that's not the goal of this weekend. The goal of this weekend is for them to leave here knowing they have an extended family, they have somebody to talk to. They're not the only one dealing with those issues, which is PTSD and TBI. That kills 22 veterans a day. Everybody here has been through something that other people has not. I had a guy tell me just the other day, feels like part of me is still there, and it always will. The purpose of this is to find that median. There's a median line between there and here. My median is the veteran hunt itself. If it wasn't for this, I'd still be in that same boat. Getting outdoors is a way to release some of that. Just getting out there, you kick back in a chair, you're looking at the trees, you're listening to the squirrels, you're listening to the birds. You don't have a care in the world. And then all of a sudden, here comes that deer. And then that adrenaline starts going. And then you get to pull that trigger and you release all that stress right then and there. And that makes a perfect medium to get rid of some of this stuff that we have to worry about and deal with. And every one of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Learn from each other, talk to each other. Everybody's got stories, everybody's been in certain places. I'll be the first to tell you, I spent from November 2004 to February 2006, based out of Balad, Camp Anaconda. Had two good friends of mine got killed. I was blew up 8 times total. The last one really got me and got my back. And that's just what I don't care to tell you. When you leave here, you'll know that you have somebody. If you ever need somebody to talk to, if you ever need to get away, there's a place here that you can call home for a weekend, for a week, whatever you need. Because our goal is to stop the 22 a day. That's our goal. And so far, we've had a couple people say we have.
It's good to be around guys that have been where you're at, you know, and they know you. It's like a camaraderie that they understand where you've been, what you've done, and you know, and even though it's not mentioned, it's just a really bond, a brother bond. PTSD is, you know, you very quickly become self-minded, but if you can get out of that self-mind and help others, it, you know, do something for somebody else, it brings in that full realm, like you were trained to do something for somebody else.
That's a huge message.
Well, being a four-wall warrior doesn't help nobody. You know, and a lot of guys close themselves in when they come home, and the worst thing you can do is pull yourself away with PTSD. And when you get out and part of stuff like this, where you know, come in and it's set up just for you, but in all aspects, you're not just here. You're not here for you. You're here to help everybody else. It blows my mind just to think about how much has went into this weekend and what they're doing for guys. And you know, it's the first time I've ever had anybody, you know, do something like that for me. So you know, I'm usually doing it for everybody else.
For many bass fishermen, including myself, winter is their favorite time to go fishing, and Lake Cumberland may just be the perfect place to do it. All right, you can start back, Bill. So we're down here in February at Lake Cumberland. We're here at Jamestown Marina. What we're going to try to do is showcase some cold water techniques. So tell me some of your favorite ways to catch fish in the cold water.
First, I got to say I prefer the jig. Down here, we've been catching them on blade baits, jerk baits, swim baits.
Yeah.
The fish have been changing quite a bit in the last few weeks because the water levels are fluctuating quite a bit. Right now, the water is dropping, but in the last 2 weeks, it had been rising.
The water really has been up and down. It's been an odd year to get on a pattern and it stay consistent. This changes every trip.
Every trip.
Well, let's get after it and see what we can put in the boat today.
Well, sounds good to me.
Here we go.
All right, got him.
What we got? Smallmouth.
Nice one.
There we go. Not real thick, but he's probably 19 inches long. I'm throwing a little football jig there with a small swim bait on it. You know, you've seen a lot of people throw little curly tails on a jig head. I'm kind of doing the same thing, but I'm doing it with the swim bait here. You know, a lot of times in the wintertime when they school up, if you can get that first one to bite,
Yeah.
you can get a reactive bite out of 2 or 3 or 4 more.
Let's hope so.
Let's get this fish back in the water. A lot of people think that 46-degree weather is too cold for a swim bait, and we're both throwing swim baits and we're fishing them in 2 different techniques.
Bill's is hung up. There he came loose. For a second. I must have the limb. I have a fish on. He must have mouthed it when I pulled it off.
That is great. Smallmouth. Came up here and smacked that on that limb.
Isn't that something? I'd rather be lucky any day.
That is amazing. So you was hung.
I was hung. I took it by hand, as you saw. I pulled it out.
I got it. I got it loose.
And then I just started reeling, and it got heavy.
That's pretty funny.
Isn't that something? That's not a big smallmouth, but it's a great fat little sucker, isn't it?
Oh yeah, nice smallmouth.
Healthy fish.
That's pretty awesome. Bill, how'd you get involved in fishing?
Well, I was raised up on Frankfurt Avenue in St. Joe Orphans Home, and somebody had donated a small plastic rod and reel, and I decided that's going to be my gift on my birthday. So I got that, and I soon thereafter broke it. I was passing by the groundskeeper's house one day, and he had an old bamboo fishing rod, and all that was left was a handle. The whole top had been burnt off. I took that rod and I inserted mine in there and I made a new rod. And I had that rod all the way till I was 17 years old.
So somebody donated that rod and reel to St. Joe's Orphanage Home.
They did, yes they did.
And they have no idea.
They have no idea the monster they created.
That's pretty cool.
Got one?
What do you know?
Oh.
I don't know if it's any good, but he's coming this way.
I got the net.
Here he comes. I don't know how big he is.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one.
We got a 3-pounder, 2.5.
Pretty smallmouth. Good color.
So Bill, it's obviously February. If you're gonna come down here and you're gonna fish for bass in the cold winter months, give me your 5 lures you gotta have in your tackle box.
5 lures. Have a jig, a jerk bait, silver buddy, tailspin. And then the last one, but not least, I'd have a swim bait for sure.
Exactly the 5 I'd have. If you got those 5 baits, bass fishing in the middle of the winter time, you've got most situations covered. Let's get this one back in the water and see for some more up there. What do you think?
You got it.
Check that out. Look at those turkeys.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Pretty cool. Coming down and get a drink of water.
There's one.
Here we go.
All right.
Very nice.
Now that fish, I feel like I was pulling in a piece of wood. I guess that's a lesson right there. Anything that feels different, set the hook.
Hook sets are free, right?
You're right about that.
That's a pretty fish.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Oh, here he is. Pretty decent fish here.
Get up on your left side. Oh, that's a decent fish. Smallmouth.
Come on back up here, buddy. We want to see you just a little bit more. There you go. Nice. Come on, buddy.
They're wild.
Now he tried to eat that. Now I want you to look at how that fish is barely skin hooked.
You barely have that
Boy,
fish
it
hooked.
is amazing. Look at that, come right off. I'm very lucky this fish got in.
You were.
It's pretty good fish, probably 18, 19-inch fish.
That is a nice fish.
The old swim bait coming through again. Well, Bill, I tell you, I've had a great time fishing today, getting out here and putting some of these cold water techniques into effect. We'll go again.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. 13-year-old Noah Weatherholt of Louisville, Kentucky caught this monstrous catfish in the Ohio River. Said it was caught near the 6:02 mile marker. Nice job. Clayton Badita caught this nice flathead catfish in Hebron, Kentucky. This fish was caught and released. Nice job. Here we have a nice 8-point buck taken in Shelby County, Kentucky by Jaden Poe. This deer was taken during the modern firearm season. Congratulations. Michael Rahorn of Lexington caught this nice hybrid striper at Taylorsville Lake while fishing from the bank. Nice job. Jack Harrison's getting started off right. At 3 years old, he's catching bluegill with his papa and Deanie on Lake Malone. Nice job. And here we have Georgia Grace Harrison, 5 years old, with her first fish ever, also caught on Lake Malone with her papa and Deanie. Here's a happy father and daughter. This is Ryan and Charlie Cecil with her first largemouth bass ever, caught at a farm pond in Grayson County. Congratulations. Here is Colt Pointer with a bass that he caught in Stanford, Kentucky on Easter Day. He caught this fish on a spinnerbait that he got in his Easter basket. Congratulations. And here we have Kane Pointer with a nice bluegill that he also caught on Easter, fishing in Stanford, Kentucky. Nice job. Check out Ari Fisk, who's 9 years old from Hanson, Kentucky, with this nice 10-pound striper caught below Kentucky Dam while fishing with a good buddy of ours, Jim Doom. Nice job. One of the largest shows in the archery industry is coming to Louisville again in January of 2019. Let's take a look back at our visit from the ATA show in 2016.
Jay Makinich. I'm the President and CEO of the Archery Trade Association, and welcome to the 2016 Archery Trade Association Trade Show. Quite frankly, this is the single largest international business gathering of archery and bow hunting interest in the world. In recent years, we've been to Nashville, we've been to Columbus, we've been to Indianapolis. We have recently come back to Louisville because, frankly, Louisville is a vibrant city that has really reached out, has really made a strong play for us, and would like to see us here. We came here in 2013, and quite frankly, it was an easy decision to come back in 2016. This is the hotbed of a heck of a lot of bow hunters and a lot of archery interest.
Fish and Wildlife is here to help spread the knowledge that we do have elk in Kentucky. We'll probably sell 100 or more chances here at the show, but that's also planting seeds for folks that go back and actually will go online and purchase later.
Of course, Kentucky was the birthplace of the National Archery in Schools program, which has morphed into one of the most significant archery recruitment programs that we've ever had. But beyond that, people don't think of Kentucky also as a place where a heck of a lot of people shoot recreational archery.
With the Archery Trade Association, it shows a lot of innovative new ways for folks to be able to get out there and hunt in different ways. All the new and upcoming equipment.
The thing I've always enjoyed about the show that I think will never, ever be anything I'll ever replace at any other show is walking the floors and seeing the passion and commitment that always comes with people that are in conservation. Half the time you walk around and you see the brands, you see the shirts, you see a lot of celebrities, you see people you know, but what joins them all is what eventually happens, and that is starting to tell stories about this last fall. And boy, did I see a nice one. Boy, did I spend some time out.
We get to hear all kinds of stories from people hunting. They come in, they let us know all their out west stories and compared stories and pictures, and they are always amazed about the elk and the size of our elk.
Do you have someone on your Christmas shopping list who loves the outdoors? Well, consider giving them a Kentucky Sportsman's License that provides 365 days of hunting or fishing. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.
More Kentucky Afield is available at your fingertips. Whether by smartphone or desktop, you'll find extra tips, photos, even behind-the-scenes video on our social media pages. Join the conversation and stay in the woods or on the water longer when you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Simply search Kentucky Afield on your favorite app.